Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. This is your host, The Dude, and welcome to another episode of The Kickback. And as we do every time I get on the mic, I say, read the screen, people. We don't do any kind of disrespect here at The Kickback. This is a place for transparent and vulnerable conversations. This is a place of love. This is a place of brotherhood. This is a place of having great conversations. Let's talk about what's on your mind and let's get to know each other. But we are The Kickback. The Kickback, the place for brothers. The Kickback, a 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 place for the Kickback, the place for brothers. The Kickback, a 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 place for the Kickback, a place for brothers. 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 The Kickback, a place for the Kickback, a place for brothers. 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 The Kickback, a place for Dave. What's going on, my brother?
Man, it's been a Friday. How about you?
Man, it has been a Friday. When I say, man, it's been a Friday, it's been a Friday. I hope everybody understands and knows that driving a school bus is not for the faint of heart. I'm just going to tell you that.
And especially in Nashville with all of these non-driving folks around here.
Yes.
Look, I just came down Clarksville Highway. You got 2 lanes going one way, 2 lanes going another, and a turning lane. So you got 5 lanes. How is it 2 cars ran into each other and there's no other cars on the road? 2 cars ran into each other on 5 lanes of road.
Listen, man, listen. I try to figure out how some of this stuff happens in the first place. But being up as high as I am, I can look down in vehicles and see what's going on inside of vehicles.
Right.
Phones, food.
Oh, yeah. Makeup.
I mean, all types of things are going on inside cars that people are driving on these roads. And it's like I was explaining to my wife when I got here. It's like I was on Trinity Lane and I was letting a student off. Now, the process of letting a student off is 200 feet before you let that student off, you activate your ambers, which is the orange blinking lights. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So then when you get within 50 feet of their stop, you activate your reds, which means you've got the red lights up top flashing, and you have a stop sign that comes out on the side of your bus, and it's also flashing. And there's a little yellow pole that comes out in front of your bus.
Mm-hmm.
All of these indicate, and your headlights are flashing, and your turn signal, because if you got your wigwags on, all of these things are flashing. Lady drives past me, and she waves. I'm blowing a horn and like, hey, slow down, and she's waving at me. Lady.
Don't you have a small stop sign on the side of the bus that comes out?
Well, we only have one. Most charter buses have two.
Okay. But don't you know you're not supposed to stop a stop? You're not supposed to pass a stop school bus?
I would hope you know that, but it seems that most people don't. Dave,
So they think because you got. Go ahead.
Jimbo, Mr. Jimbo, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing all right. Welcome to the Kickback. I am your host, the dude. David Van Cleves is my co-host. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you being on our platform. We've been looking for another brother to come in and join in with us. There'll be some other guys coming in shortly, but
Okay.
Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Man, right?
Yeah, where you from, Jimbo?
Born and raised in Nashville.
All right.
All right.
Another unicorn.
We're still going strong. We're still going strong.
Absolutely.
I am a Nashville native myself, born and raised here. Harry Hubbard Hospital is where I was born, raised in East Nashville, came out of Maplewood High School. And in a turn of event, as you came in, we were talking about what I do. I'm a bus driver, and I drive out of Maplewood High School. So it's crazy how it all came back around full circle. Now, Jimbo, I see we have an intake form on you, and we're going to sit down and do an interview with you. But while you're here, just give us a little insight on who you are and what you do, Mr. Jimbo.
Well, I just recently retired from Nashville Fire Department, where I spent 36 years on the front lines.
Thank you.
My last 15 years, I volunteered with peer support and critical incident stress, as well as doing my firefighting duties. And that field has kind of been a calling for me. And so since I retired, I went back into work. And excuse me, I'm out of breath. I didn't realize I was going to be on the show, and I was outside doing some.
I mean, you can talk, and then I can mute you, and you can just listen. If that's what you choose to do, you can just check it out and listen.
No, I love talking, and I love meeting new people and sharing our experiences, man. That's how we grow. So, so now what I'm doing is about 18 months ago, a mental health substance abuse facility opened up in West Tennessee. It's over in Waverly.
Okay.
And I just go around and talk to fire departments. It's for first responders and also military.
Okay.
People that are active and also retirees.
Okay. Yeah, we got somebody we might need to hook you up with. But here's the thing. Here's how I don't know how much my niece actually explained to you. A lot of my panel is like Dave is ex Coast Guard. He was a Coast Guard. And a couple other guys that comes on the show is ex-military. And some of them deal with whatever it is. We're here just to have conversation as men. There's no political, there's no religion, there's no color lines. Even though some people may say some things, they're pure at heart. You have to understand that we are men first and foremost.
Absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure in the field you're in, you've heard a lot of things.
Absolutely.
And in the field you in, you don't see color lines, right?
No.
Right. So, because here's the reason why I'm giving you this spiel at the beginning. Me being the host, this is like my little community. And some people here have had different life experiences in their own lives. We are not racist by any means, and I apologize for having to say this to you, but we've had people here that have misconstrued people's personal stories and was like, well, you're racist, you're racist. No, this was this gentleman's perspective, because the reason why I built this is so men could have a place so they could have transparent conversations about real life and what's going on with you. I'm pretty sure you and your wife don't like each other every day. I'm pretty sure your kids are out here doing some effed up things. I'm pretty sure your brother or your sister or brother or sister-in-law drives you up the wall with something they're doing. So life is not peaches and cream for everybody. So we talk about everything. We talk about our children. We talk about finances. We talk about our wives. We talk about our friends. We talk about everything. And like I said, today's your first day being here. If you don't feel comfortable talking or jumping into the conversation, you can always mute yourself. But you said you like talking. Listen, we're going to do some talking. Once everybody gets in here, we're going to do some talking. And believe you me, it's going to be a lot of talking just about men stuff. There's no actual agenda. It's just, I built this for a place for men to just come and have some real conversations with each other. You understand what I'm saying?
I totally get it. Totally get it. And you're right. I mean, we don't know what the other person, we don't know the miles that they've walked in their shoes. And we have to be open to understand where they may be coming from.
Right.
If we're not open, then we can't have a civil dialogue with each other and learn from each other and coexist with each other.
Right. And that's all that I want is I want us to be, I want us to coexist with each other, because this is this place called Earth. It's a lot of crazy things going on. And if we don't unite with each other, then the powers that be is going to take us under.
Absolutely.
But I love what you said. If you haven't walked a mile in that other person's shoes, then you can't understand who they are. But once you get a better understanding, you'll understand that, hey, this one, and you deal with trauma and things, drug usage and all that different stuff. So whatever that particular person may have gotten themselves into was whatever their particular trauma or series of events that happened to them in their lives that got them to the point where they needed to come and see you.
Yes.
And that's a no judgment zone. And that's what I built this to be, a no judgment zone. If you're feeling like, man, my job is messed up or something's going on, then, let's talk about it. And I also say this, I may not be as old as you are, but I feel like this. There's a young man out here in this world right now that's younger than me, that's stuck in whatever situation he's stuck in. And he feels like that situation that he's stuck in is his forever. And he doesn't understand that tomorrow's a new beginning. Next week is going to be different. Next month is going to be different. Next year is going to be different. As long as you keep on pushing through and don't let the circumstances of whatever's going on right now keep you complacent.
Absolutely. I agree with you totally. There's a saying, it's a life lesson, not a life sentence.
Right. I love it. Yeah. But a lot of people don't understand that. They don't understand that it's a life lesson. They think, oh, this is it. This is what's happening. This is it. Nothing else is going to happen for me. Hey, you don't know that.
Absolutely.
Listen, I have been through a few things in my life I ain't saying my life is just hard, horrible, or whatever, but I've been through a few things in my life. And now on the other side of those set of circumstances, I'm on the other side of them. Life looks a whole lot better. But here's the thing. On the other side of that, I didn't see myself being here in this moment, having this conversation with you. I didn't see myself being here. But on the other side of it, I love being here. Like you say, you love to talk, man. I can talk all night. But I also love to hear other people give their experiences on life and what they're going through, because maybe there's a lesson in there for me.
I agree. 100%.
Right. So it is amazing. And like I said, again, thank you for being here. So when are we going to come out to the facility and shoot this video and sit down with you and talk about what everything you do?
Just give me some dates and I'll get with you. I'll give you my email if you need it.
It should be in your bio, right? The bio you sent to the show?
I believe it is, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And your phone number's there, right?
It is.
Okay. Well, after the show is over with, I'll text you, and I'll throw out some dates and we'll see if we can't set up something.
Absolutely. We'd love to have you come out and experience it, because I can tell you how great a place is, but until you come out and experience it for yourself. One gentleman that came through our facility just went on and on. He said, y'all way undersold this place.
Right.
And you saved my life. So
It's
that gentleman was, he's dealt with a lot of trauma and pain in his life. And now he's on the road to recovery. He's worked out a lot of his demons and is able to process and go on.
Amen. God is good.
Absolutely.
Man, listen. As I was saying, making it through the things that I'm on the other side of doesn't mean that I'm not still going through things. At the moment, I'm going through things, and it's like I'm not a newlywed, but I've only been married for about 5 years, and we're in that awkward space. If you can understand what I'm saying, we're in that awkward space. We love each other, but we're in an awkward space. And so it's like, this is not what I imagined.
Yeah.
This is not what I imagined, but it's the epitome of the old sketch, the devil and the angel.
Yeah.
And I've got the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder, and they're both whispering secrets in my ear. If you can understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I totally get it.
And it's like,
there's love between a man and a woman. It's give or take. It's not, 50-50. It could be 90-10. It could be 70-30, and some days it's going to be your day and some days it's going to be her day. But all those days added up, if you stick it out and you make it work, they are so worth it.
Man, and that's,
like,
go ahead.
It was what you were saying a minute ago, Yeah, life leaves little things on us each and every day, from the experiences, the good experiences and the bad experiences. And the bad experiences that we get through, they're still there, just as well as the good experiences. And it's all about how we process them and get through them.
Right. Man, I'm working on it. I'm seriously working on it. It's like, I love my wife. I love being married. I love what we have built together in such a small time. And our story on how we met is so amazing and filled with a blessing that, you know, you look back at the beginning and the love story and how, you know, it was the ball and you danced and it was, and this is all metaphoric. This is all metaphoric, but you know, you look at the dance of dating and you look at the allure of courting and you look at the allure, and then 5 years later, you looking at this person like, did I make the right decision?
Absolutely.
Did I make the right decision? I mean, because I just told my mother this. I just told my mama that. My mama said, listen, what God has for you is for you. And your assignment, your assignment has already been written. It's up to you to finish out the course.
So
And
true.
I was like, wow, mama. Wow.
Yeah, she told you right, bro. She told you right. Just don't let that 7-year itch trip you up.
Dave, it's not about anybody else. It's not about, I don't want anybody else. I really don't. I want my wife. I want my wife. But our biggest thing right now is we're battling over communication. We haven't found the right soundtrack to our movie. We haven't found the right soundtrack to our movie. And so now we're like, 1, 2, 3, 7, 1, 2, 3, 9, 1, 2, 3, 10, and trying to find the right dance moves.
Hey, man, do you understand her love language, or does she understand yours?
Yeah, we've talked about that. Hers is gift giving and mine is words of affirmation.
That's awesome that you know that.
Yeah, I mean, we worked on, and that's the whole point. See, I've been married before. You know, my ex-wife, we have 2 children together. So I was married before, and it was a totally different situation. My previous marriage was one of me being a controlling person, not controlling in the relationship. I have to explain to you what I mean by controlling. So I dated before. Actually, I've been married a couple times, okay? But this last time before this one, I dated a couple of women my age, and I was like, shit, this ain't working. I'm going to go find me a young tenderoni. I'm going to train her up the way I want her to be, and she's going to be the woman that I want her to be. And that backfired in my face. Right. It happened. It backfired. It was, and I can honestly say there was no God in that relationship for me. It was purely about me trying to make the woman that I wanted.
That ain't never going to work.
Right.
I totally agree with that too.
It didn't work. It did not work. 2 kids came out of it. 2 beautiful blessings came out of it. But that thing, it was just, it was tremendous from the beginning. It was rocky and rolly. She had her triggers and traumas, and I had my triggers and traumas, and we battled from the beginning.
Yeah, you should have tried a mail order from the Philippines or China.
I thought about it, man. I was like, how do I get one of these mail order brides? But then you still got to pay to ship them over here.
Oh no, that the kicker. It's not just them. It's after they get here, then they want to bring their family.
Right.
Hey, I gotta ask y'all a question. Do you all remember the Twilight Zone where the man was sentenced to prison on a planet by himself? And he got supplies once a year by spaceship, and he had gotten a catalog. He had to wait a whole year to order, like the Sears catalog, and he ordered a mail order robot bride who was going to be made just for him to do whatever. And it took him 3 years to get it, right? At the end of the day, from the time he got sentenced to the time he got the book, to the time he ordered, to the time she came. And the prison was, he was by himself with a robot I'm just park it right there. Wife, perfect wife.
But she was a robot. You can't park it right there, Morris. You got
that was the prison sentence, is what I'm saying. Don't nobody want that.
Yeah.
What do we?
that's what I'm saying. Or do we? I mean, we are all men. Let's be honest. Would you want to be secluded on an island with the perfect woman? The perfect woman. She does not do all the things you feel like a woman shouldn't do. She does everything a woman should do for you, whether she's robot or whatever. Would you really be okay with that?
Not at all, man, because you need change in life. That sounds like a situation that's it's going to get stagnant. No matter how perfect she is or how perfect you may think she is, it's going to get stagnant, and then you don't have any no deflection, no diversion. We need some spice, and spice sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's savory, sometimes it's salty, but you still need all of those spices to make the gumbo taste good.
So watch this, Dave. You know, that dude was supposed to be kind of crazy, but in his genius, watch this, he showed us that we need change. We need that one to say, no, I don't like that. You know, perfection is a myth that everybody has an expectation of somebody else to bring to them who are themselves desperately imperfect.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Then we live in this imperfect world, and then we don't have no compassion for one another. So I mean, you know where I'm going?
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
totally get it. I totally get it.
Exactly. It's like watching Facebook or any of the social medias. You're seeing the highlight reels. You're not seeing all the struggles and everything that's going on in the background.
Yes, sir.
What he
Yes,
said?
sir. And
How
I
did
don't
we get here?
I don't understand why, and I'm not calling out anybody in particular, but why you a 40-year-old man and every time you do something, you got to pull out the camera and take a picture. You got to show the world what you're doing. Or you're a 30, 40, 50-year-old man. Look here, Facebook. I just went to the bathroom and I peed without it stopping.
Absolutely.
Bathroom selfie. No kidney. Hashtag no more kidney stones.
We understand recording events that are, unique and special. But when it's like, yeah, hey, I'm walking down the street, I'm trying to get my 1,000 steps in. Okay.
Right. I get. Listen.
It's not cheerful. Everybody wants to be a star.
Yeah, and you took the words right out of my mouth. Everybody wants to be a star. Now, listen, I am the host of the show. I am the dude, whatever. But if you guys that are normally on here, if you think back over some of the shows, 9 times out of 10, I'm playing the background and I'm listening to you guys have great conversations, and I'll butt in and make whatever the statement is I have to make, and then I back out and I let you guys finish your conversations. I don't usually just go in and just try to take over the platform because I am the host. Because the thing is, it's not just for me, it's for everybody. This is a place where, yeah, I need to come and vent too, and it's real what I'm going through right now, man. I'm really going through a transition. I'm really going through a thing in my marriage. I'm not to say that my marriage is going to be over with. No, I'm not saying that at all, but you guys are older than me. Help me. We're at a place of communication that it's like either I feel attacked or she feels attacked. And I'm trying to really figure out how we got to a place where we feel like we're attacking each other to have real deep conversations about us. It ain't about finances. The finances are fine. The children are okay. The house is good. But when it comes to personal situations about the two of us and what we have going on, it's like World War III between the two of us. She got
What was
her soldiers up. I got my soldiers up. And then we start shooting at each other. And then it's, I back off, you back off. Then we
when
shoot
was the
each other
last
again.
time? When was the last time you two just got away, just the two of you?
Probably, I don't know, because you got to think the last 2 years, you got to think 2024 was,
I know you had the accident, and then
I was at home, and we went on a cruise with a group, and then our anniversary came up. Our anniversary was in January, and I don't really know what happened this year, but I don't think we really did anything for our anniversary this year. And you mean like going away?
Yeah, I'm not saying, and don't tie it to your anniversary. Don't tie it to a specific holiday or personal holiday. I'm just saying an arbitrary weekend. Y'all just go get away. Like you just go rent a place over in Gatlinburg and just go drive 4 hours east. Go into your little cabin. You know, bring your supplies with you. Get your Monopoly board and your dominoes, and just sit down and just just relax and just get back to being the two of you. It sounds like that's why I mentioned that 7-year itch earlier, because at that 5-year mark, now we start seeing each other's imperfections, and then the things that we make allowances, for each other, and then at the 5-year mark, we get tired of making allowances, and then that starts the attitude session, and then 2 years down the road, if we don't make corrections before the attitude session gets out of control, that's where the 5-year itch comes in, because then you start looking around, or somebody notice you because she ain't noticing you, or you ain't noticing her, and somebody pays attention. So that's how the enemy jumps in and pulls the old okey doke on marriages.
Right.
But that's why I say it sounds like you two just need some time, some private time to get away, just to decompress.
We're about to do that in October. We're going on a cruise, just the two of us. We're going on a cruise in October for a week. We're going from the 11th to the 16th. We'll be on a boat. Of course, we're going to fly down, stay in a hotel that night before, then get up, get on the boat, sail out, and then come back, and I'll have, because that's the week of fall break. So
fall break, yeah. What? Okay, yeah.
We fly back in. We fly back in on Thursday, and then fall break's not over till that next. You call it that next Monday, but that Friday is over with, and so then I have a day at home in the weekend, and then I go back to work after that. But you seriously got me thinking. Now I'm trying to remember, because we went to Gatlinburg in June, but we took the children. And what I talked about at the beginning when I said that the ball and the allure, Dave, we used to just, I have this infatuation with waterfalls and bodies of water. So when I first started dating this woman, Dave, when I say we'd get in a car and we'd drive to, I'd find a big enough body of water on the map, and I'd just set the GPS and we'd just go. And we just sit on the side of some water and just talk and laugh and giggle and have a good time. And that was all during the dating. That was all during the dating. And then, once you get together and you start to try to blend lives, it changes.
Most definitely.
I totally agree with all of that. I agree exactly what he told you too, though, is still continue to date her. Even though you're married and everything that's going on, you still have to pursue her. And if you'll do that and she pursues you back, that keeps the relationship going, I feel. And like he said earlier as well, is the devil's always looking for a way to slide in there.
Hey, let me jump in. When you do that and pursue her, you can't be a stalker.
What do you mean?
That's the crazy part right there. I'm learning this, man. You can't be hanging outside the window talking about, so when you gonna talk to me and stuff.
Okay. So, but what do you? break that down a little bit more. You can't be a stalker, because how am I really going to be a stalker when we live in the same house, sleep in the same bed?
You seen that Progressive commercial with the little girl? The woman moves in new, and the little girl's just creepy, just hanging around, just staring at her.
Oh yeah, then she's like, "You're still being creepy."
Yep.
Right. I'll do anything for you. I think that's what Mo's talking about.
And so watch this. Another thought came to me. Y'all remember when Samuel Jackson was with Yoda? Star Wars.
I didn't see.
Yeah.
I've never seen that episode, but I'm pretty sure some other people have seen it. Go ahead.
Okay. There was a famous scene where the little boy who was Anakin Skywalker, who became Darth Vader. Now,
Oh yeah, you talking about the very first episode 1?
Yeah. So now he was like, what, 5 years old, and Yoda said, "No, I don't like him." And then Samuel Jackson's like, "Well, why? He's just a kid." He said, "But I sense in him what?" He said, "Fear. There's a great fear in him. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering."
And all of that leads to the dark side.
Yes, and that's what has entered in, my brother.
You're right. Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree with what you're saying. I totally have
Fear,
to
man.
agree with that. Because here's the thing, and just me being honest and transparent, man, I've been down this road a couple times. And I'm not saying that I'm a great guy. Listen, I've come to terms with I have emotional damage. I understand that I have some emotional triggers and traumas. I do. And a lot of them comes from being in relationships with the wrong women. My picker has been messed up for years. And I have not only let them abuse me, but I've also abused myself. So Morris, you're right. It all comes from fear, because and not just being straight up, just being honest, being a man. I left the first wife. This is my 4th time being married. If nobody knows, here, this is me. I'm gonna lay myself out on the table. I've been married 4 times. Okay, the first wife, I left her because she was a little more nuts than me, and I was young, and I still felt like I still had that high school body, and I still had options, and I did still have options. The second wife, I tried to turn a hoe into a housewife. Another bad decision. So I've been down. Those were the first 2. So the third one, like I was explaining at the beginning, I said, I'm going to go out and I'm going to find me a young, vibrant, young tenderoni, and I'm going to turn into the woman that I wanted to turn her into. That exploded in my face. You understand what I'm saying? So I've had this big bout, me personally, the dude, I've had this big bout with the word fear and failure. Failure's been my biggest adversary throughout my life. Failure, the word failure has been my biggest adversary, because a lot of things in my life did not go right. And marriage has been one of them. So yeah, I operate out of fear.
Hey, Joe, you know what? I just said to my wife before I got on here, and she happens to be in here. I'm in the bathroom this time. You know, most of the time it's them in the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom now. But anyway, listen, remember when we were children, if we did not have, we had to have either known somebody or been that boy who was from the family that was a broken home. The mother was assertive because she was strong, because she was trying to keep it going on. She working 2 jobs, trying to go to school, raising kids. And, you know, we way before latchkey and all that other stuff.
Right.
Okay. But watch this. When we would come and randomly say, I'm going to be an architect and build the greatest skyscraper in the world, often what we heard was, you better quit dreaming and learn how to get a job, learn how to do your homework, learn how to be on time. We got grilled with that. Then you go to school and you dreaming, you doodling, you daydreaming. And we got so scorned for thinking outside of the box that we were put in. We stopped. Now we got a fear of success. Why? Because if we go outside the box that we in, where we comfortable now, even though it's a struggle, we don't want to lose everything all over again. And dude, I'm on my third, so, and you know, I understand.
Right. But it's just like, man, it is.
You get what I'm saying?
I
Without the
do.
support
I get.
system,
It's all relative, and I get what you're saying. I totally understand it, and I get it. But at the same hand, I'm starting to come to terms with my demons, with my fears, with the things that are going on with me, because I can speak them out loud and I understand, and I'm trying to I done plugged the OBD meter 2 into myself, and I'm trying to diagnose where I'm at with the situation and how can I make it better. Believe you me, it's been a lot of praying,
yes, sir.
lots of praying. And then on the other side of this is trying to build this thing. If any of you guys don't know, right now in the background, I'm working on trying to start an in-person group where we can meet up twice a month and have conversations like this. We have some things going in the background that we're working on to try to bring this to face-to-face interaction. I know it's not going to be for everybody, and I mentioned that last week. This particular platform is not going to stop. I have committed myself, my family, and everybody understands it. Every Friday night, I have to have a conversation with my fellas. We have to have this time, because just like y'all needed this. Morris, you've told me time and time again you need this. Mark, you've told me time and time again you needed this. Y'all don't understand how much I need y'all. Y'all don't understand how much the conversations we have after this show, days after this show, me and Bubba have conversations about stuff that you've said, Morris, about stuff that Mark has said, Riley, whoever comes into the room, man. When it's something of substance, it sticks. But I need y'all just like y'all need us. And I'm telling you, I'm just going through it right now. And it's like, I feel like God is trying to transition me into something that I feel like I'm not ready for. But again, He's already written the assignment. It's just up to me to continue on this course. Is everybody here? Is everybody gone? Hello?
I'm here.
Watch this. Knowing is half the battle, brother. Knowing is half the battle. So when you know that this is what it is, part of you is fighting that you already know. And I do it all the time, because you gotta push past the pain. You gotta deal with the fact that, you know what? You're a brother, you're a believer in the Most High. And when you put on them magic glasses you can't take off, you can't put them on nobody else, you see it clearly. And the most difficult thing is trying to translate it into somebody else's language.
Man.
Love language or whatever.
Come on. Speak that. That is, Morris, that's the epitome of how I feel right now, man.
Bro, it's part of being marked. See, you've been chosen to be. Look at how lonely leaders are, bro. Even though they got people all around them, some of the people closest to them will betray them, because the enemy is trying to attack you. And in this day and hour, when you trying to unify us and give us strength and hope and remind us of who we are, bro, look. That's why we need to rally around you prayerfully first, because that's the power.
That's all I'm trying to do, is get men to understand that we need to be a unified front, and we need to be able to have real conversations, not no fluff. I understand we all got sports teams. I understand we all got our favorite race car driver. I understand we all got our favorite whatever it is. But what's really going on with you today, brother? How's life really been going? And I think that's what's missing in today's society is that we're not being honest with each other about what's really going on with us, because none of us are perfect and none of us actually have a perfect life.
But we being compared to perfection that's constantly put in our face through social media, the success of all the stars, and one of the things I stopped doing a long time ago, and I will go to a concert. I will spend money. And the last beautiful concert I went with my wife. She was lovely looking. She had the Betty Boop look and everything. And we had a wonderful time. And we saw Will Downing and we saw Stephanie Mills in Nashville. And watch this. Oops, you can't tell everybody. Oh, Lord, y'all done went to a secular. It's like, oh, Lord, I'm going to hell for listening to When I Think of Home, I think of a place where, and so we villainize our faith walk, we can't even be real no more. And we
Hey, Morris, you got to, Mo, you got to remember, you can't base your walk on what others think. Let them think what they want to think. They talked about Jesus because he ate with publicans and he sat with Samaritans, and all of the things that the Pharisees said you don't do, he did, because he didn't come here for he didn't come here for people that thought they had it together. He came here for people that thought they was broken. Amen. So don't worry about what other people say. If they so heavily bound that they know earthly good, let them walk that road.
Say
you
that.
Walk your path.
I'm not saying that for myself. I'm saying that as one who understands what dude is saying.
Because no, I got you. And I'm in the same context.
It's the spiritual warfare that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Because you already know who you are, bro.
Right. But anybody listening, that statement wasn't made to you. That statement was made to anybody listening. You have to walk your own path. You have to work out your own soul salvation. And you can't look to the left and to the right, because your brother and sister to the left or the right, even though you think they're pulling with you, they got to row their own boat. So you got to follow your own path. You got to be true to yourself, and you got to listen to the voice of your Heavenly Father. Because what my Father tells me, he don't tell you or anybody else. What's for me is for me. And I have to follow the designated course he has set for my life.
All right. So here's a question to a group of men. And I know everybody's answer is going to be different, but I need some honesty, and I want to hear everybody's different answer. How do I handle my emotions and the way I'm feeling about this situation? Because like I said, it's no cheating. There's no finances. There's no nothing. We just can't find the right music to communicate to. What do I need to do? Jimbo, you up first.
I'll tell you, the best thing that you can learn to do is listen. And I'm not saying that you don't, but you have to change your perception of what you're hearing from her. And don't take it as a front towards you, but you have to hear what she's saying, hear the flexion in her voice and see her body language. And she has to do the exact same to you. That, just as soon as you start saying something, the walls aren't going up, as well as if she starts saying something back to you, those walls aren't going up either. It's a double-edged sword in a way, but I just think honestly that if you take that time to really listen, and you go back to those times when it was good, and think about what how did you listen to her when you first started courting her? And how did she listen to you? And, the mundane life, everyday life is always going to get us, but we have to go back to those early times and think about how did I listen to her and how did she listen to me? And the words that you choose to to communicate with her, as well as the words that she chooses to communicate with you, is what's going to dictate how you get along.
Thank you for that, Jimbo. Dave, come on with it.
What am I coming with?
Your answer to the question.
Give me that question one more time. The wife called in. I had to take her call right quick.
Understandable. The question was, how do I need to handle the fact that we can't find the perfect music to communicate with each other with right now?
Oh, yep. All right. Well, I mean, um, I think Jimbo was on point. He hit it on the head, man. So I don't think I can mess with that any better than he did. Again, like I said, when the wife and I, when we start to get off, when our conversation starts to get off, or when our rhythm starts to get off, I know it's time for us to take a time out and just stop the chorus altogether, stop the beat, stop the music, and just get a reset. So that's why I say, going on a cruise sounds nice, and if you're able to, I like the reason I mention the mountains is because I like getting away. I mean, I don't want to go out. I'm not saying that a cruise isn't a good idea. If you enjoy people watching and everything, and all of the meals and the mid-rats and all of the games and the karaoke and all of that, that's a lot to see and do on a cruise. But sometimes when you need to reset your relationship, you need that quiet. To me, I'm gonna put it this way: I need that quiet, intimate space where we can just sit and let our heartbeats get back in connection with one another. Um, Couples who are very close, that have very good relationships, their heartbeats are in sync with each other. And it's hard to hear somebody else's heartbeat when you got a lot of distractions and noise around. So for me, it's like, okay, we're gonna jump on a plane, we're gonna fly to a destination, and we're gonna sit in the hotel, or we're gonna sit in the lobby, or we're just gonna go find a park, and we're just gonna get back in tune. We're gonna try and get back in sync to one another, and just having those conversations. Not being, and I love what Mars said about fear. Fear is the killer. False evidence appearing real. We're all upset about something, or we can be upset within ourselves about something that we think is happening and be totally off base because it's false evidence. We think it's real. We think we saw what we saw, but we didn't. So, only thing I say, what has worked for me is just, even if I got to just put her in the car and we just drive around Nashville at nighttime, just look at the night lights of Nashville, drive all the way around the loop, and we just get out there in the car by ourselves and just talk.
Word. Morris, come on through.
Okay, I was saying defensive listening. That's something that a lot of times, myself, I learned that I was more defensive listening than active listening. When I'm actively listening and I'm paying attention to who's listening to me, or I'm paying attention to when sometimes, their eyes gloss over, man, and you still talking, and then you get upset because they done checked out. And I learned to be still. When I was at that place where you are right now, dude, I prayed and I just said, God, what do I do? And he said, be still, know that I am God. Now, during that, I had to check myself. I had to bridle myself. I had a message called Bridle Your Bridle. And it's two different definitions. Because that affront is often what we hear when we're defensively listening. So we waiting on them to attack us because we're so used to it, and that fear factor is kicking in. And that's what the devil likes to use. But if you can really, really be sure with yourself and your relationship with God, number one, and knowing that you're trying to do right, you can kind of tone it down a little bit, man, and ease back and just distance yourself a little bit from that immediate response. Because that can be deadly. That immediate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. And Morris, you are on top of it tonight, man. I'm digging the gems that you dropping, man. You are so on top of it. And the last thing you just said, you're right. And a lot of times I am in the conversation waiting to respond. You understand what I'm saying? I am defensively listening. You're right, and that's the reason why I'm asking every man for something different, because what Jimbo said, listen deep. What Dave said, and I'm just going down the line, and Mark, you up next, but I'm going down the line and I'm taking something from everybody that has said something, man, and what Dave said really makes a lot of sense, and what Jimbo said made a lot of sense. I need to date her like I did. I need that allure back from the beginning. And what Dave said, that we used to do those things, and I guess with life and with, the hustle and bustle of the everyday, those things kind of get pushed to the wayside, It's not particularly intentional, but it happens. Mark, what's your answer to the question, my brother?
You really want my
Yes. I want every man on this panel's answer to my question.
You got some good. I mean, I'm chiming in with Morris and with Jimbo, man. I mean, I think like I've said in a lot of these podcasts, man. We meet the representative, not a representative going, that person's there. You know what I mean? So you're seeing what you weren't really looking for what you weren't really looking to see at the beginning that you're starting to see now. And it might have always been there on both ends, and you just wasn't recognized because you were in the honeymoon phase. And listening. I mean, we listen. Do we listen to respond, or do we listen to hear each other's side, each other's viewpoint? And a lot of us, we want to say we listen to the viewpoint, but we start pick and choosing what we want to hear, and then we attack that. So are we actively listening, or are we listening to respond? And we have to come to realization that we do bring baggage to a relationship, and and that other person does too.
True.
So we have to realize that, nobody's going to be perfect. Everybody's going to have something. I don't call them false, but there's things to people's personalities that just don't agree with us.
Very true.
So we need to figure out how to work with that, or have that conversation about that. And, we, like you said, we go to work every day. You guys get up and go get on the grind every day. And when you walk out that door, you suit up. You put that suit of armor on, and you go out there and fight the world. But when you come home, you leave it on. You come back and you bring that armor in the house, and you're using it on the person that you say that you love the most, and vice versa. You have to learn how to take that armor off when you come in the door.
1,000%.
That's the key. You got to be vulnerable, man. You got to. It's not. I don't consider being weak as a man to just say, you know what, that's some bullshit what you just said. Or not like that, but I don't agree with that. Plus, you have to. What works for me is I've learned to not start attacking the person, but challenging the behavior.
Okay.
It's not. When you go after the person, it's a personal attack. They feel like it's a personal attack. But when you're like, hey, let's talk about how I'm feeling about what was done. You know what I mean? Instead of hey, I don't really. Well, when you start attacking that person with that person, it gets a little bit personal. Even though you don't feel like that, but it does.
You made me think about it. Maybe in what I have going on inside my head. Let's be honest. We all have different things going on inside of our heads, and what I have going on inside of my head, it doesn't feel like I'm attacking her. But what you just said, Mark, makes sense. Maybe I need to change my approach when it comes to certain things, the way I say certain things or I do certain things. When it comes to communication, maybe I need to change my approach, because she says she feels pressured to talk to me about situations between the two of us. She feels pressure, but she can go have a conversation with somebody else, but she feels like I pressure her to answer, or I pressure her to have a conversation. And we were raised differently. Of course, people were raised differently. Life is different for everybody. I was always taught that you talk about it right now. Let's get it out. Let's get it on the table. Let's get it over with. Let's move on. The way she was taught is you say what you got to say. I say what I got to say. Then we go our separate ways. We process and we come back and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that I feel like if I go away and I think about it, I'm just 9 times out of 10 I get flustered because of the way my mother brought me up and the way I was raised, because my mother
Right.
was the type of person, let's get it on the table, let's get it out right now, let's get all of this out on the table, let's get it over with so we can move on. And that was the way she handled situations for years. That was the way she handled it. Listen, you got a problem. Let's talk about it right now. Let's find a solution. Let's figure out what you need to do. Let's figure out what they need to do. And then you move on from it.
Yeah, but you ain't working with your mom. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, but I got you. But I'm saying the reason why I reference to that is because that was the way I was trained.
I know why you did. I mean, because, you know, we were all brought up in a certain, you know, I was brought up, you know, in certain things too, but, you know, it's not one shoe fits all, you know, and in languages, man, you know, you might not be talking the same language that she's talking, that, you know, that love language, man, you know, and you guys is just, it is so many. I can go on this conversation forever, man. But you have to. Sometimes it is good to process some things, especially if it's a contentious type of conversation. You have to give that. You know, things are going to be said. And for one, you don't want to get so upset. You know, so bad that things can't be taken back. You know, so you do need that. Okay, that's cool. Because sometimes you're going to come to an impasse that you guys just not going to agree. So you have to take that step back and then process what was said, you know, because you might have missed something, you know, something that you wasn't really, or vice versa. And, you know, you thought about, hey, you know what, she was right. Or, yeah, he was right, you know, and you need that cooling off time, man, because once things start going left, it's best just to walk away till things simmer down, man. You know,
You're right. And what you said, and that's why this is the reason why I want every man to give me something different. What you just said is true, because I've been in those moments where we've had that conversation and I said what I said and she said what she said, and she'll walk away and she'll go to her corner and I'll go to my corner. And 9 times out of 10, I'm steaming. Because of the way I was taught to communicate. I'm steaming. I am steaming hot because of the way I was taught to communicate. And
so what are you steaming about? I mean, what part? Because you didn't finish the conversation?
Yes.
Or you lost control of the conversation?
Both.
There it is.
Both.
Okay.
And that's what you have to, that's exactly what you have to come to grips with in your own self.
It's control. Control comes in many freaking facets, man. You know what I mean? And you know, it's a delicate conversation when you talk about what control is, man. Because it seems like you're trying to control the flow, and sometimes when you don't have that control, you know, that's the frustrating part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really hard to be vulnerable in front of them.
Yeah, it is. You have to. Yeah, you're right, Jimbo. You got. It's hard to just say, you know, to actively listen and let her get her thing out and let her process the things that you're saying, because you want to process the things she said. So why does it have to be one-sided?
Yeah.
Can everybody hear me by chance?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, sir. Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
So yeah, I'm new to this. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Zane. I'm an Air Force veteran. I'm just kind of listening, and it was mentioned by Morris, the question, how many remember love language when you're worn out, right? When it comes to just the love language, we all got something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what happened to just a little bit of empathy? Trying to understand a little bit. It may be misunderstood, right? But just kind of sitting back, and it's not a stab or being stabbed at, but just kind of sitting back and a little bit of empathy and understanding, if that makes any sense.
Yes, sir. It makes total sense.
Absolutely.
And I'm not married, gentlemen. Like by all means, I've been in a couple relationships and all that good stuff, and they all seem to go a different route.
This is not about being married. This is about being a man, my brother.
Okay. I'm trying to get on the same page, and
Yeah. But this is welcome, Zane. Welcome. I'm the dude. I'm the host, and this is a place for vulnerable and transparent conversations for men to have about this. It just happens tonight that I've been going through this week, and so I'm the person with the subject. Usually, I just kind of let conversations go and let them land wherever they land. But I'm really having a hard time with this, and I'm receiving what you guys are saying. I'm emotionally damaged, really emotionally damaged.
Totally understand that. I kind of feel that myself. I'll be honest with you.
And so, being that I'm emotionally damaged, it's hard.
What does that mean, man? What does that mean?
What does that mean? What does that mean? Emotional damage means that people have taken my emotions and they have stepped all over them. They've treated me less than because I'm an emotional man.
What they got to do with you?
Because it was people that I thought cared about me at a certain level.
In a way, is it like?
But back to the original question. What does that have to do with you, man? And, I mean, you saying you're emotionally damaged. I mean, you putting a tag on you.
Right. I was 19 years old when I met my first daughter's mom. 19, didn't know shit about the world, love, or nothing. I thought that was going to be my everything. We laid down and had a kid. Right. And she walked away and said she didn't want it. I didn't know what to do with my emotions. I thought that was my everything. But to her, it was just she walked away. I didn't know how to handle them. That's why I'm labeling myself, because I've never, and I'm going to counseling, but I didn't go to counseling, or I didn't have that role model or that male figure to help me walk me through it. My mother didn't walk me through it. Nobody was there to walk me through it. Nobody was there to walk me through any of this shit.
But why you still keep calling yourself damaged?
Because that's the way I feel.
Hey, dude, let me ask you a question. Was your dad there when you was coming up?
No.
Or was it you? Okay, so watch this. I can identify with what you're saying. And the thing of it is, you grow up under a mother who's trying to hold it all together. The world ain't her fault, and every man in the world ain't jacked up. Now, we know all of the complications today, and we're just now getting around to trying to deal with it and talk about it, but we're still into the blame and all that. And we still into the pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But the way we was kind of brought up, man, was we were brought up, you gotta listen. It wasn't even so much about getting a degree. It was about getting a job, having what it takes to survive this world and be a good man. Now, every good man that we was taught or told about didn't even exist. It was what they considered was a good man. Then you fight to be what they was looking for as a man, and then you find out that's not what none of these women looking for.
Right. Now, back to you, Mark. The reason, and I need a little more of what you're saying, and I get, and because I need an understanding. You asked me, what does that have to do with me, and why am I labeling myself? Because I don't know what else to call it. I don't know what else to put in that place.
Why does it? I mean, we've all been through things. I mean, you're not. I can guarantee you are not the only person, even on this podcast tonight, that had been on an emotional roller coaster. In relationships, man. So I don't damage, man. I mean, I like Morris when he said, man, I got scars. But that doesn't define who I am. You know what I'm saying? I really respected that. I really understood that. The scars that I carry, are just that. You know what I mean? But it's not damage, man. You know what I mean? It's you. It's you and your life experiences, man. I mean,
absolutely.
I don't consider it damage, man. To me personally, and I mean that's like, to me, that's killing my self-esteem.
Is
That's
physical
that's
damage and
that.
emotional damage any
I mean,
different?
I understand the comment. I understand the comment, man. I mean, the label, but you guys know I'm not a big fan of labels for one. You
Right.
know, but and this is a negative one that you're putting on yourself, but you're trying to make something positive out of yourself, man. So how do those two things equal, man? How do you square those two things?
Exactly. The thing about it too is you're not the same person that you were at 19.
Exactly. We live by the things that we've experienced in our life, man. I mean, it's a lesson. You can learn everything, good and bad lessons from everything. You
Like I
know what I
said
mean?
earlier, it's not a life sentence; it's a life lesson.
Exactly. So where's this damage coming from, man? You got to come from a different spot. You're not. Are you a bad person?
No.
Okay.
No,
Do you think do you think you're the same person you were 10 years ago?
No. No.
Well,
No. I'm not the
why
same
not?
person I was 5 years ago.
Well, why not? I mean, is it a better person?
Yes, I'm a better person. I'm a whole
You
lot
consider
better than I
yourself a better
was.
person 5 years now than you were 5 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I mean, so I'm still trying to get this damage part, man. And I'm trying to understand.
I got you. And I love it. I love that you're trying to understand it. Maybe, like you said, maybe I'm using the wrong words, but that's how I've labeled myself for years.
Then
If it's
maybe
wrong, tell me it's wrong. I
it,
need
I
that.
think it's wrong.
That's why we're here.
My
do you
personal
think
opinion,
that? Do you think
I
that could
think
be
it's
the
wrong.
problem that you're having right now in your relationship?
Do I
Is
think
that
I'm the problem?
no, not well. The experience is the problem. That you're having a hard time opening up and being intimate with your wife. And when I say intimate, I'm just meaning emotionally. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable.
No,
Because
actually, hold on. Actually, it's the other way around. If you want me to be honest, my wife. Listen, let me give you her point. Let me give you her because you're only hearing me. I'm gonna tell you about my wife, and I'm not. This is my wife. Okay, we met 7 years ago. Okay, we met 7 years ago. We got married 5 years ago. Okay, so when I met her, she had been living in this house that we live in now, for 15 years. Her and her two kids. She had never been married, never been in, she'd been in a couple of relationships, but she'd been in this house by herself, running this house, doing everything, being the man, being the mother, being everything. My son, when he was younger, he had some behavior issues. She had to work, take care of, do all the things that that you have to do in life. And so she hardened herself. And she's still hard to a certain degree. And I'm trying to get through to her to make her understand that, for one, she has a partner. For two, she doesn't have to be so emotionally hard.
Amen. It's funny that you say that because I'm in the kind of a similar situation myself. I was married for 25 years and lost my wife during the COVID outbreak. And then, about 3 years later, I met a lady that lived in my neighborhood, and I feel like it was a God thing, but she's a similar situation to what your wife is going through. She came out of a really bad relationship. She's learned to be very independent, and it's hard. I mean, we were arguing earlier today just because she wanted, I feel my love language is taking care of her. But then when she's strongly independent, it hurts me. It feels like I'm not doing my job. And I had to learn it still causes tension from time to time. And it did last night, as a matter of fact. And, our grandsons came over tonight, and we were trying to get a TV up in our house, and it was going to be later today before I could get it up and running. And she kind of, I won't say she didn't do anything wrong. She just was emotionally kind of cold at the moment, and I took that as I was failing her. And that's where I had that problem. That kind of like the emotional damage that you went through. I felt like I was failing, and that's what caused the issue.
have you tried to express that in like in a manner that, hey, look, like you seem this way and I feel this way, to make it more out in the open? Not saying that makes any of us less of a man or anything like that. Like, we all want to stand strong and we want to do all the good things and say all the right things. But when it comes down to somebody emotionally stepping away, and then we get a feeling like we're failing or not doing something right, can we not express our feelings in a manner that it doesn't have to be like a strong notion or like I'm the man or anything like that?
Some of us are still learning that. Some of us are still, even at our big old ages. You're right, and I agree with what you're saying. But some of us are still learning that.
I'm learning it too.
Do we need why do we always think that a woman needs us I guess, I'm not the patriarch. I don't believe in this patriarch thing. I want a partner, someone offsets, and I offset, we offset each other. We're each other's strength and where they're weak at. I don't believe in, you know how I feel about
I got you. Yes. Yeah. But that's
so
what most of us really want, is a partner.
But it seems like it sounds like it's problematic to me, because you want to be the strong. My wife is independent, and I want her to be independent. I don't want, sometimes I don't feel like doing what you want me to do. Do it yourself. You know what I mean? I'm not here. How do I say this, man? I mean, we have this idea of a man wanting to, I want to do this for her. Maybe she doesn't want that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe she doesn't need that.
Okay.
Then when you start forcing on her, then she, it's like, women are different today than they were, a few years ago. You know what I mean?
True. I agree.
So, and they're saying it, but we're not, sometimes I don't think we're hearing it. Because of our history with the, with the male in the home, the man in the home and stuff, man. But women, they're out there, grinding like we are.
Yes, I agree with that.
They grinding like a bad set of brakes, man. So what do you do when you have this independent woman, man? I mean, you guys are butting heads.
But it's not about her independence where we're butting heads. That was Jimbo's situation, and he's butting heads, and he has to explain that a little bit more. With me, it's not butting heads about her independence. What I'm butting heads with her about is her emotional state. If you could only, I'm giving you bits and pieces of my marriage, but this is not just being like, this started today. This is sometimes women that have to put themselves in a masculine role. It's like you said about going out and battling the world and you put on that suit of armor. You said that. Okay,
Yes.
So there are women out here that men have left them with these children and all of these other responsibilities, so they put on this suit of armor. And when any man tries to get close to them, they're like Superman or like the Hulk, and they punching at them. And
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to get the zipper off of that suit of armor, but she won't take it off. And that's all I'm saying is just take the suit off. I'm not your enemy.
What did it look like when the suit is off? What is your
to me what it looks like?
Yeah.
To me, what it looks like is us having some great conversations and talking up, because you said partner. Okay, so I'm not always where I need to be. So sometimes I need I need to be checked in sometimes. Right. Respectfully. Hey, Joe, you out of line. My real name is Joe. Hey, Joe, you out of line. And it should be able the same way with her. Hey, you're out of line, Becky. You're out of line, baby. I don't think what you did was cool. It was out of line. But respectfully. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, we can't have that type of conversation because she feels like I'm attacking her.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you guys ever thought about? I'm listening attentively here. Why don't you guys try to do that? When I was married for 22 years. I got divorced about 10 years ago. I used to have the same issue about trying to overtalk, yelling and screaming and fussing. When two people are yelling at each other, one has to listen and one has to be
Listen,
quiet.
that's quiet. That's right.
And if one doesn't listen, you can never get the understanding of what you both need. What I did, I asked her, what can I do to help you feel better?
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing.
Hold on. Hello, gentlemen. Because he just touched on something that I go through on a consistent basis. When you ask that question and yet you still don't get an answer, then what do you do? Or the answer is, I don't know.
That part.
Okay. Well, when that comes about, okay, then you have to go back. You have to go back to your memory banks to when you guys first met. You have to go back to do the thing that you used to do. Because sometimes we as men, we forget how we got them, and we fail to do the same things to keep them. Because sometimes you have to go back 10, 12, 15 years, or however long you've been with that individual, and it's okay. Well, this is what I did to put a smile on her face, and I'm no longer doing that. So sometimes we have to check ourselves as men. It's okay. Where do I go wrong? Let me go back and look at my notes and restudy this book again to find out where I went wrong at, because she won't be able to tell you. You have to go back and say, okay, well, I did this,
You're
this,
right.
and this.
You're right, and I have. And you stepped all on my toes right then, and I have, and I know exactly. You just made me think about it. I know exactly the reason why now. Because because of my way of communicating,
Mm-hmm.
there were a few times where I exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was not communicating in the form that I wanted her to communicate in. And I would explode.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's gotten to the point where she shuts down.
Correct.
Oh, you taught her. You taught her how to shut down, man.
So just like there's an Air Force veteran here, and I'm a military vet as well too. Okay, when you go into combat, you have to be prepared. You got to have your weapons, you got to have your ammo, you got to have everything. But once you run out of ammo, you got to run and hide. Same thing within your marriage. You know, you winning the war together, but she ran out of bullets, and you left her there on a stranded island. And now she knows that being that you left her there, she's like, okay, now I got to put this shell over me and be protected because he may do it again. That makes sense to you.
Yeah, it does. We teach each other. We teach each other how to treat us, man. If you're exploding, then you taught her how not to, how far to go, and then just shut down. You know what I mean? And that's a wall. That's a wall. Every brick that you build is a wall. It ends up being a wall.
And see, yeah, I get it. I hear what you're saying. I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just want to say this. Thank you all, because you just made me understand. And you guys didn't do anything except give your opinion, but you just made me understand where I went wrong with the situation. And this is the reason why we're here, fellas. This is what you have to understand. This is the reason why we're here. I thank all of you all for giving me the insight and the information, because I'm sitting here going through my mind. I'm sitting here because somebody said you need to go back and remember the conversations y'all had at the beginning. Somebody said you need to go do this, and I'm analyzing everything that you all are saying, and I'm going through all the comments that you all are saying, and I'm doing some self-examining about myself, and the light came on and it said, ding!
I have a question to ask every man in this panel. Think about it for a second. What makes you a man?
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Go ahead. And I can guarantee you, 99% of y'all gonna get it wrong.
What you mean wrong?
I can guarantee it. What makes you a man?
Okay, hold on. So is there a right answer to that question?
Is there a right answer?
Yes, it is.
There's not a right. To me, there's not a right answer.
I don't think there's a right answer either.
Let me put it like this: when I was married, okay, and like I said, we were all raised up to not show emotion. We were all raised up to work, put food in the house, pay the
Wrong.
bills.
I was taught to show my emotions, to cry.
Okay,
I'm an emotional. I'm more emotional than my wife
Dave.
is.
okay.
Yeah.
And in my duration, I was a truck driver for 22 years over the road. Okay, and my only thought process, I saw watch my granddad go to work, come home, pay the bills. That's what my visionary was of being a man. I was dead wrong. When you do that, you're a provider at that point.
Mm-hmm.
All because you pay the bills, put food on the table, and play with the kids every now and then and go to work. That makes you a provider. Am I correct?
Yes,
But
sir.
I can agree with that.
what's going to make you a man is when you sit down, don't hear that woman. You have to listen to her by the tone of her voice. Her tone of her voice will tell you everything you need to know about what you need to be a man. Because I'm gonna tell you, I fell short in my marriage, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I fell short because I'm thinking, okay, I'm paying the bills, I'm bringing $1,500 a week home. Oh, she all happy go lucky. No, I was dead ass wrong. I was so short, man. I took a long walk up a short pier, and it cost me my marriage. Because why? I didn't show her attention. I wasn't loving her. I wasn't having a conversation that I did when we first met. That's why I told you go back to when you first met, and this is where I fell short at. So I know I speak from experience.
Adaption with access of emotion and life experiences.
Mm-hmm.
All of those could be used in each situation, whether it's with a woman, an argument, or anything like that. But I'm going to always go back to the empathy of things
Mm-hmm.
because women are empathetic. If you're a man and you're a man and
You
have
sure about
Yeah,
that?
my wife.
some of them,
My wife.
some of them, but if you're a man and you have empathy and you can
Oh,
adapt to what's going on in any given situation, that means you can be quiet, you can listen, and sometimes that's all they want you to do.
Exactly.
If you
Yeah.
start yelling, if you start raising your voice in a manner, it's going to come right back at you so strong, and then everything's going to pop off, and it's going to be a snowball effect. So empathy with adaption with access. You can use your emotions. You can use your life experiences. You don't have to make them everything. You don't have to put them out there as everything,
Mm-hmm.
but you can make them relatable and understandable. And sometimes just listen to what they're saying. No facial emotions. Try not to have any expressions and listen. You may not say the right things to them.
That's all it does. Take a
So,
listen.
some women don't need to. They don't need you to fix their problems. A lot of these women are capable of fixing their own problems. They just need somebody to listen to what the day was about, or what
Right.
their situation was about, and how they handle it. We want to fix things all the time. But some of these women are capable of fixing. They just, they want to just tell you how, what happened.
Bend
You
your
know,
ears. Listen to how their day went.
yeah,
Even if you
yeah.
don't
I've
want to
been
listen
married
to
40
it,
years.
but
I've been
listen
married
to it.
40 years to the same woman, man. Almost 40 years. Coming up on 40 years to the same woman, man. And we're going strong.
What's
You know, uh,
what's the position that you got in when you asked that woman to marry you?
You get down on your knee.
You got on bended knee.
no.
That's the immediate. My ears are open. So you, in theory, with the emotions, right? You have to not physically bend the knee, but within yourself, you got to bend the knee and kind of listen. You're not grinning and bearing.
And bend your
You're
ears.
you're catching an understanding.
But
Yeah.
but listen, fellas, listen. My situation is totally different from all of that. This woman is a lockbox on emotions because she had to endure all these things. The theory about the suit, you guys are not listening. You take that as a man. All of these things y'all are saying, and think about you as a man and that's how she is. She's a lockbox.
Well, you had the key for something, right?
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
I had the key for something. I had I got a little bit open, but it's like conversations. When I say I'm more emotional than she is, I'm the conversational starter. What's wrong? Nothing. Why
Dig
you
in
looking
that
like that?
pocket.
Nothing.
Dig in that pocket. Find the key ring. And however
Yeah.
many keys you got to go through, find that
Well,
one.
tell your face and your attitude that, because your face and your attitude say something wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You know,
I mean,
it's approach. Yeah, I think a lot of it's approach, man. You know, if what they say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Got to show up a little different.
Yeah, you just gotta, you know, we have to find different ways of trying to communicate. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just not, she's just not ready to open. You know what I'm saying? No matter how hard you force it, try to force this door open, sometimes it's just not going to open, man. You know, she's going to open it when she's ready to open it. You just gotta let her know, hey, when you're ready to talk about it, man, you know I'm here. You
But
know,
yeah, okay, Mark, hold on. Okay, Mark, I hear what you're saying, brother. But where I am and where I get sometimes is if you start the conversation, and then in the middle of the conversation, you just go left and be like, okay, I'm done. Oh,
it might be painful. It might be painful. You know, it might be painful, man. I mean, just like you got scars, she might have scars too. And it might be painful. She doesn't, you know what we consider a little bit, she might consider a lot. You know, I didn't put up more than I normally do. It's a piece by piece, man. And it's called patience, man.
Yep.
There it is, right there.
You
There
got
it
to
is.
have patience.
Yeah.
You got
You
to
know,
have patience.
you got to, man. I mean, I know you want it at your speed and stuff, man, but you know, in a relationship, sometimes you gotta wait. You know, it ain't all about what you want. And I think that's a lot of things what's wrong. It's what we want as men, man. But you know, that doesn't always work in a relationship, man.
And
Man,
you know
card.
what, man? You hit the nail on the head, and I think and you're so right. But it's in our human self. Let's be honest. Some of us, not all of us, but some of us in our human selves, we're so impatient that we've become. And Bubba's this used to be Bubba's phrase, microwave hose. And what that means, you want everything really, really fast. Bubba used to say that all the time. We dealing with some microwave hoes out here. But anyways, you're right. And I have to humble myself. Let me say that first of all, gentlemen. And I want to thank everybody for what they're saying, because this is amazing and you guys are helping me so much. I have to understand, and I think God puts us together with our spouses to teach us something. And that's what he's been talking to
I
me
know
all week
he
about.
put it in your mind to teach me something for
That's
sure.
what and I told you I've been praying and all week. And that's what really has been coming to me, is he put her in my life to teach me some lessons about myself. She's a mirror that I've been staring at for so long, and I couldn't see myself. But then when I married this woman, it was like all my imperfections just kind of fell out in front of me, and I'm facing all of these things, and it's like I'm still trying to figure out how to handle them.
Yeah.
You got to look inside yourself first.
I mean, you kind of said it. You said that you're looking in the mirror at her when, you know.
And look inside yourself, man. Like I said, go back to the beginning, to where you first started, when you first met her. When you first met her, she had a smile on her face. She was giddy. She was happy. Am I correct?
Man. Yeah. She was getting, man. We used to just get in the car and just ride. We ride to Kentucky. We ride to Alabama. We just go sit at a lake and just watch water, man.
Let me ask you this. You know, and I know all you guys have women, girlfriends, wives, whatever. Okay. And a lot of men like to go out and buy women expensive gifts, or I got her a car, or I bought her a nice fur coat, or I bought her some red bottom shoes, or a nice diamond ring, or a tennis bracelet. Let me tell you something. Old saying goes, a diamond loses its sparkle and gold loses its shine. Am I correct?
Very true.
Okay. What I started doing?
No, yes, you are.
I would go make my wife at the time. I would go make her a card and go cut her some roses instead of buying them out the store, because when you do something with your own two hands and you write it in your own handwriting and you sign that card or that letter, that changes a whole world of everything up in that woman's heart.
Yeah, but and I get what you're saying, and I guess my wife, she's a beautiful, beautiful woman, and she's so different from every woman I've ever been with. Man, when I say she's so different from every woman, and I'm not talking about in a bad way, I'm talking about in a good way. I'm just trying to find this rhythm. But she doesn't even like me to go out and buy her things. She don't like that. She doesn't even like it.
And that's my point. Don't buy it. Make her a card.
If I go, here's my wife. This is what makes her happy. If I went to the store, bought a bunch of fruit and made her a fruit salad, she's overjoyed with that.
Ding, 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 ding. Tell her what he's won, Johnny.
I think he's 1,000% right. It's because you took the time.
And that's what I was getting at.
Yes.
You did it with your own hands.
That's the most valuable gift we can give the other partner in our lives is that time. It's not the gold. It's not the diamonds. The ring that we're looking for it's our personal touch.
I can see that. I can see that because as hard as I work and I'm pulling 14, 12-hour days or something like that. And sometimes when I hit the house, I'm done and they want to have a conversation and I'm like, I'm just battered, drained. So yeah, I see where you say, where you get that at. I can see that.
On the average, a man speaks about 10,000 words a day and a woman speaks about 14,000 words a day. So when the man gets home from a hard day, he's out of words. He's got a whole bank account sitting there full waiting to talk. And that's a lot of times where the domestic situation comes in. Is like she's wanting to vent. Like I said earlier, just her telling you about her day, she doesn't want to fix it. She just wants to feel validated. And you giving her that time and validating her feelings and everything and not trying to fix it. That's the most precious gift you can give them.
Yep.
Man.
Just try different things, my guy. Try different things, Start off, like you said, when when was the last time you made her a fruit bag, a fruit bowl, a fruit salad? When was the last time you done it?
It was probably Sunday. It was this Sunday. But this kind of came up, this whole thing kind of came up probably 3 to 4 days ago. It kind of came up 3 to 4 days ago. And it's just been like, I just feel like I'm trying to, you guys made some valid comments and some valid points. I realize now where because you have to take
going wrong.
Right, where I went wrong.
And sometimes look within yourself. Because in order to find a solution to a problem, we have to look at that man in the mirror and say, okay, where did I go wrong? What did I say wrong? What am I not doing what I used to do? I can't say this enough. You have to go back to the beginning sometimes.
But see, in that case of what you're saying, it's what I did, and I get the premise of what you're saying, but now it's at the point where I have to figure out how to fix what I did. I went back and figured out why we're having this problem with communication is because at certain points I wanted to take control of the conversation and I felt like it wasn't going in the manner or the speed I felt like it was going, so I would blow up.
Yep.
And somebody said, and that's when the bricks started coming up. That's when the bricks started going up. So now I have to figure out how to because I have changed. It does not happen anymore, and I try to pride myself on staying evenly keeled when we're having a discussion or a disagreement. I try to be evenly keeled, and I try to put my listening ears on, and I try to be at that point. But there was a time before when it would when the conversation wasn't going in the speed or the manner, and yes, Mark, control, if it wasn't going in the manner that I thought it was going in, then I take off running.
Mhm.
And now I'm in this place I'm in right now, and I'm frustrated, but I don't feel like exploding. I don't yell. I don't elevate my voice. I just try to have a conversation with her, because I did listen to her, and when she said she didn't like it, but in these last few days, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that particular conversation. I didn't go back and go through all the clips and all the reels and think about that particular conversation, because the point at hand is what I was thinking about. And I've only been reeling over the point at hand and going through, why is she not? Why is this not? Why does she feel this way? And I didn't do my due diligence. What I try to always tell people, do your due diligence, and I didn't do my due diligence. And having this conversation with you all just made me do my due diligence. And this is what I want you guys to understand. If you're new here, if you're old here, if you're whatever, there's another me out here somewhere that's going through this. And I didn't think this was going to be my forever, because I got faith that God's going to work out my marriage. But there's a young man out there somewhere, or a man, that may think that whatever they're going through is there forever, when tomorrow can be different. Listen, 5 years ago, I didn't think I'd be where I'm at right now. 10 years ago, I didn't think I'd be where I'm at right now. But through the power of God and my own belief in myself and my beautiful wife, we're here having this conversation. Men, we don't know how powerful we are in helping each other be better. Man, y'all just dog walked me through my own situation in a nice way, and I respect that, and that's what I always respect. Let's have a real honest man conversation and figure out where we're wrong, because we're not always right. In this point, now y'all got me over here trying to figure out how am I finna go upstairs and apologize to this woman.
Well, I'm
Just
gonna
the
tell you
same way
this.
that you just said you did.
You know what?
just
Just
go up
sit
there
it
and
down. Just sit down and say, honey, I'm sorry. I apologize. You ain't got to explain nothing. Just say, honey, I'm sorry. Kiss on the cheek and take your ass back downstairs. And that juncture right then, now her mind gonna start to wondering. She may come downstairs. I've tried it, and it worked for me many times in my marriage. You know what I used to do when the kids were going to grandma's house, or they going to their friend's house to spend the night or whatever? You know what I used to do?
What's that?
I would turn on me some jazz music, get a bottle of wine, sit her down, and not say one damn word.
There you go,
She
right?
does listen to that jazz music, sip that wine, because silence is golden. You can hear so much when nothing's being said.
Amen.
So you
I've
ain't
got to learn how to do
just
that.
go up there and give her a hug,
Silence.
give her a kiss,
And
turn
that's
around,
it.
walk out the room.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And
But
then guess what happens after that? Them bricks gonna start coming down. It may take a minute, but brick by brick by brick, that wall will start to come down. Don't try to bust it down at one time, but then you have a pile of rubble on your hand. You still got to clean up.
Man, look, I'm trying to be Hercules. I need this wall down tomorrow.
See, that's the problem right there. You try to rush and do it.
You want that instant
Let
gratification.
me give you an old thing my grandfather told me when I started my business. He said, 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step. If you rush to that journey, running through that journey 1,000 miles, you're gonna be tired before you even get to starting.
Yep.
Somebody
Hey, that's
said
good. That's
that.
good though. He dropped a gem right there. I mean, I respect that. Yeah.
Some of y'all might see me around Nashville, man, at the cigar lounge, whatever. I'll be out and about, but yeah, you know, you can, man, you'll catch more bees with honey than with vinegar. Y'all heard all that saying, man. I mean, bro, I would take it don't take a lot, just a little bit. Honey, I'm sorry. Kiss on the cheek, do about face, and do left, right, left going down the stairs.
Oh, hell. Oh, for real? Look at that.
You ain't even got to say nothing. You can just go up there, touch her hand, give her a kiss on the forehead, turn around, walk downstairs, and sit at the table.
Yep. Get you a stiff drink. If you smoke cigar, go on the back porch, put you some goddamn Kenny G on, and just stare into the light, and just smoke your cigar, have your drink. She'll come and join you eventually. Then she'll ask me, what was that for? Because I love you. That's all you said.
Boom.
Try it. You might like it.
That's some good stuff, gentlemen.
Yes.
I speak from experience now. I'm not saying that to be saying it. I speak from experience.
Oh, that's some good stuff, Arthur.
I appreciate it. Now, here's the $1 million question. Will you be able to do it? That's the $1 million question.
With honey, not vinegar.
Exactly.
They say you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar.
Yeah, well, put some money.
So, vinegar only get sour, but honey would never lose its taste.
There you go. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Hey, Joe. I guess he's in the background. I was just going to tell him, because of your breakdown in communication.
Hello?
Well, we lost you, Dave.
There's some of those bricks build up between the physical between the couple. So I was just going to remind him to take that page 7 out of the Diddy handbook, and when all else fails, go slap some baby oil on them hands and get to work.
Lord, sweet teenage baby Jesus.
Hey, you got to work out some of them knots, some of them tension knots. You work them out, communication starts to flow better.
Boy, be like Teddy P, rubbing down some hot burning oil. Turn out the lights. But just simple gestures, man. Simple gestures. That it will get you a long way. A simple gesture.
Well, I thank everybody that's been on the show tonight. I thank everybody that's been in the comments tonight if you didn't get a chance to express yourself. But just know that this kickback conversation starts every Friday night at 7:30. So if you came in late, try to be with us at the beginning at 7:30 so you can catch the full effect. Gentlemen, I appreciate all y'all coming in the house tonight. Zane Dang, man, I appreciate you, man. I know I got to you late, but thank you for coming in, and man, we'll try and get you right in the beginning next time.
Thank you.
And I appreciate all your input as well.
I really do appreciate it. And gentlemen, I thank everybody for allowing me into the group. Very appreciative.
Oh, and it ain't gonna stop here, Zane. I got you in mind for some other things too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I like to thank Quita. She sent me the invite to come join this group, man. And it's very informative. It's always good to see a bunch of brothers get together and help each other out, man. Good, bad, or indifferent. You never know what might change somebody day. It could be a single word. You can be feeling down in the dumps. Whatever the case may be, somebody might say something that like that spark back into you, and you feel a whole hell of a lot better, man. So this is always well needed, and God, continue doing what you're doing, gentlemen.
Most definitely. Like Joe said, we're working on some things, and hopefully we can take this very same group from our audio podcast to a sit-down version where we can kick it face to face.
Absolutely. We all live in Nashville, don't we?
Everybody lives somewhere close to Nashville.
Yep.
I'm in Nashville.
Yeah, I'm in Nashville.
I had to step off for a minute, fellas. I'm sorry about that, but the woman of the hour she's been gone since we've been doing this the whole time. She went to go do groceries and things like that, and she texted me and she was like, "Can you come help me?" And I was like, "Where are you?" And the next thing you know, I had a knock at the door, so I had to go grab the groceries. But I'm going to have that conversation with her later on about the whole situation.
Not a conversation. Just kiss her on the cheek. Say I love you, and leave it at that. At that juncture.
Help her with the grocery.
Help her with the grocery. kiss her on the cheek. I love you. And leave it at Johnson. Go get you a nice stiff bourbon. Sit on the back porch.
Yeah, how you know I'm gonna sit on my back porch?
Hey man, listen, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this.
That's where all the best thinking goes.
Right.
Doing right now. She's out in the backyard. I put a tent up for her. She got her tablet. She got her cigar. She got her coffee. She's on the back porch right now in her tent, minding her own damn business.
Right. Jimbo, you're right. That's where the best thing happens, man. It's where a lot of prayers have been sent up and a lot of conversations have been had, man.
Absolutely. My
back patio is where my grill is, my chair, and my personal time.
Exactly. And invite her into that personal time. You ain't got to say nothing. You sit back there, you sip your bourbon, kiss on the cheek again, say, babe, I love you. And that's it.
Right, man. Listen, I don't know how much Dave told you guys, but we do this every Friday night at 7:30, man. Every night at 7:30. And I want all you guys to come back. I don't want you to promise because I know things happen in life, but I want you guys to come back next Friday and every Friday you can come back and we can have this amazing conversation, man. It's always needed because everybody brings a different perspective to the table. And just like I asked the question tonight and everybody gave me their different answer to the question, it was amazing. And you guys have helped me so much because to be honest and transparent, it's like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders right now, man.
Use the community.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, the old word was, it takes a village.
We're not children. You got to use the community.
Okay. Use the community. I got you. I got your concept. Use the community. We're not children. Use the community. I got it. Man, listen, that is amazing. Use the community. This is what it was tonight, but most nights, man, we just talk about whatever. Somebody throw out a topic and we just talk about whatever, man. But I felt like men needed a place where we could just come and have these type of conversations. Did you see there was no real world issues, and what I mean by that is what you see on the news and what you see on social media. We could talk about that all day long, but is that really going to help the next brother get to where he needs to be at?
Not on the inside, no. That's the outside.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So having real, man, I've cried about 3 times over here. Y'all probably didn't know it, but I've probably cried about 3 times over here because I have had to dig so deep inside myself to understand where, and I've been to that point in the road, but through what was going on right now, I'd forgotten. And I really didn't think about the fact that it was me in my haste that has created this dilemma that I'm facing. I have created my own infliction.
Mm-hmm.
And realizing that I've created my own infliction, now I'm to a point where I feel, I don't know if the word is sorry for her, or I don't know really the words to express how I feel for my wife right now. I really would just, in all honesty, to me, I just want to go hug her and just kiss her and just say I'm sorry 1,000 times.
That's it right there. It's not, no haste. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't feel as if you have to feel sorry for her. Just go ahead and do what you have to do. Tell her you love her. Grab that cigar, grab the bourbon, sit on the porch. If she comes down, she comes down, but she's got that thought in her mind that he said the right words, and that's what I needed to hear.
Yep. Something so small can go a long way.
Right.
That's what Jesus said about planting the mustard seed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Faith of a mustard seed, man.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, it is amazing. But fellas, this show runs for 2 hours, and we've got 5 minutes left.
5
Again,
minutes.
5 minutes.
I'm back. Oh, everybody's still here.
Yeah, we got 5.5 minutes left. I don't know where you went to, Mark, but you.
I go on vacation tomorrow. I'm going to Sedona, and with my cousin, she got this timeshare, and she invited us out there, man. So she called to make sure I was packed up and everything, man. So we fly out about 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, man. So I had to,
Somebody say, "Woo!"
You going to Cali?
I'm from Cali.
Oh, I was stationed out there.
Oh, you're my home. You're my stomping ground, man. We're going to Palm Springs, and she lives in Banning, and then we're going to drive out to Arizona and spend a week out there in her timeshare. So
out there in that desert.
Yeah, man. Don't say the word desert.
I was stationed down there in Fort Ord, Seaside, Monterey.
Ooh, I was trying to get there. I was trying to get to Fort Ord. I got family in Fort Ord. I got family in Travis Air Force Base. She's in Travis, I think.
Yeah, Fort Ord is a subdivision now.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't want to take up the 5 minutes. I'm listening.
No, I know, I got you. But listen, I was just saying, when you came back in, I was just thanking everybody for the advice and all they did, and just helping me understand where I'm at with the situation, and that I created this monster that I'm trying now. I have to combat, and just saying that these conversations are needed. We need to. As I say, everybody needs a check-in every now and then. And if we can do that in a respectful manner, then it's all worth it. And I was saying it takes a village, and then Zane said, no, you got to use the community because we're not children. And that's what this is. It's a community. You got to use the community. And you guys were the community that I used tonight to understand where I'm at and how I need to fix the thing that I've created.
It ain't a monster. It's just emotions and feelings that
That's why I said that. You hear me say monster? I said the thing that I created.
We use the proper terminology, man. We got to work on our terminology, man.
Yes.
That's the key. That's the go get it, man. You know what I mean? Because our words are who we are, man. You know what I'm saying? And we start using these negative words, man. We become a negative person, man.
Right. And I got what you said earlier about labeling myself when I'm trying to do this over here, and I've been very bad at that. I've been bad at that because I think it was something I adapted a long time ago in one of my seasons. Because we go through up seasons and down seasons, and in one of my seasons I adapted that self-mutilation, and I'm not talking about anything physical. I'm talking about self-mutilation coming from my tongue towards myself.
Deprecation.
Self-deprecation, okay, if that's what you want to call it. But I am in an up season, and my life is changed, and I am a totally different person. And this journey that I'm on right now is one of empowerment and just betterment for me and my community. So I've had other friends that be like, man, you got to change the words that you say about yourself because it's power. And I'll be like, you're right.
Yeah. You
got to be who you want to be and who you are.
Yeah. And if it's a positive thing, man, you got to use positive adjectives, man, about yourself, man. I mean, you can't, you got to start there. You're not trying to fix her. You're trying to fix you.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you have to start fixing you. And you find the thing that you think is wrong with you and you fix those. And we got to start with we put a positive foot forward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Really
we got to, yeah.
As you roll the boat.
I got faith in you, man. I got faith. I mean, I got faith in you. You gonna figure this out, man. We here.
As you roll the boat yourself, that your partner, she's gonna pick up her paddle and start helping out as well.
Yeah, man. When people start seeing people do better, they usually get on board, man. You know what I'm saying? It gives them a reason to understand and to be more open as well. You know, hey, I'm trying to be real with myself, and you know, and that makes people want to be real with themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Fellas, I love everybody. 7:30 next Friday. Be here, be square. We need each other. We need this community. We are the Kickback. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend, fellas, man.
Sounds
Yeah.
good,
Y'all have a
gentlemen.
good
Nice
one,
to meet
gentlemen.
everybody. Nice to
Gentlemen,
talk to
thank
y'all.
Gentlemen,
This is
thank y'all
great.
so much.
Always, man. It's always great.
I
Y'all have a
appreciate
great
y'all.
weekend. Be safe out
Alabama.
there. It's real on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Kickback, a place for brothers, Yeah, yeah. The Kickback, a place for brothers.